All right, as promised, here is a quick rundown of how snapping on odd angles works in LeoCAD. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but LeoCAD it fully supports LDraw, so you can have parts in there that you don't even exist in Studio or LDD. It's great. Um, but yeah, so first of all, just dragging and dropping a part in here. Now, first thing, you'll notice it just kind of snapped to that. It snaps in a way. You can also turn that off. But even once it's snapped, unlike Studio and LDD, you can move it wherever you want to. You can even overlap things. There's none of that, hey, collision or not collision kind of stuff. You can also adjust how um, granular you want to move it, right down to the 1/20th of a stud, which is an LDU, a single LDU. So that comes in particularly handy when you're doing things, that's kind of really tight and tough. Now, um, so that's just the basics. Again, you can turn that on and off. Now, more importantly, we're talking about odd angles. So, wow, that's not normal. There we go. um, so we can rotate and turn this pretty much any way we want to. Right now it's set on 30 degrees. We can bring it right down to a single degree, and so I'm going to do this kind of weird. Go to properties here. What are we at? We're at 213 degrees, which is a weird number, right? So even with move snap enabled, however, when you bring a part in, and I'm going to bring a part in that's on a normal plane, all right? Let me make it a little closer to that. There we go. Let's take just a 2x4 brick, good old 2x4 brick. Now when we're near this, it's kind of snaps and orients itself. You'll notice it's not a perfect snap. It's kind of adjusted in, a little bit. If we, oh, that's the XY. Change the Z to 1/20th the stud, then we can move it up and line it up perfectly like it's supposed to. Okay. Now likewise, I could do the same thing with this over here. You'll see it, when I get close to this part, it fixes itself to the correct angle. And then from here, if we have this turned on, which is the relative transformation, I had this set to still the rotation set to 1 degree. Let's make that 30. Now that it's on there, it doesn't snap necessarily in the exact right place every time, but now it's got the same relative um, angle. And so other parts that I add to it will have that same relative angle in this area. Okay, and then you can attach it whatever you need to do. Um, LeoCAD takes a little bit getting used to because it is a more traditional CAD program. It's not like Studio or LDD, which is kind of a quick user-friendly kind of a thing. There's a lot more effort involved, but let me show you some things. Nope, never mind. I don't have it here with me at the moment. But I've been able to do some really complex things, including things with tubes and things like that, with this program that I couldn't do in anything else because Studio, would just drive me nuts because you can't get it to snap in the right place or it tries to snap somewhere else or whatever. And that necessarily not you're not completely free of that here, but chances are you'll be able to get a part, no matter what it is, to kind of line up somewhere in the general vicinity of where you want it. The mouse is over that part, so it adjusts to that part. Wherever the mouse cursor is, that's what's doing it. And so even at odd angles, and now from here, I can rotate this whole thing. Usually it's best to pick a center point or some, circular point, and now I can rotate the whole thing in just any weird combination. And then I can add more parts that are, again, relative to it. And they don't snap exactly in the right place immediately, but then I just do a little work. Slide it up here, move it down here. These aren't perfect. I'm just doing it quick. And there we go. And that's how that works. Cool. I hope this helped.